All right, what's up, familia? Welcome inside the pad. Hope you guys are doing good. Keep in between the lines. Got your load secure. I'm over here busting up about. I've been on a good one all day, Holmes. I've been on a good one all day. To say I have my headset on, um, just because I was doing some other stuff and I just decided just to leave it on. But oh well. Anyway, here we are halfway through the year. Let me see. Spencer, let me get this going. I got some things I want to talk about today. Audi Familia, what's going on? That's right. The dictator, homie. Cholo Trucker is here. The second time this year going live, man. What's up, Lisa? Derek, saludos, man. I think Derek from Minnesota, I think it is. What's up, Andrew? Salad Bowl, what's going on, homeboy? Keep it between the lines, brother. What's up, Death Row? We met Thursday. Oh man, gotta get the drink on. Drinking. When people say they're drinking water, that's cool, but that's a little boring. Um, what I do, I'll tell you guys what I do with the water, right? I have like a big old glass jug that has a little tap on the bottom, right? Fits in the fridge. And what I do is I cut up lemon, cucumber, and some cilantro, throw it in the jug, fill that sucker up with water, and there you go. Good stuff, man. Brother Alfonso, what's going on? Hey, I've been watching your lives. I haven't been able to catch them live, but my long drives, I've been watching your live. Happy 4th of July. Stay safe. I will be at the Dodger game tomorrow for 4th of July. As a matter of fact, um, I don't even have anybody go with me, man. A few people were just throwing out a couple of maybes. So if anybody wants to roll, all you got to do is buy me some pizza, and we're good. Between the lines, trucking, yeah, man. Jack and Coke, Andrew Martinez. Not tonight, brother. Not tonight. Not tonight. Not tomorrow either, man. I'm gonna wake up early Saturday morning and I'm gonna get it, dog. I am gonna get it Saturday morning while everybody is partied out. I'll tell you guys one of the best feelings, man. There's a lot of things I want to talk about, but I'll tell you guys one of the best feelings for New Year's Eve, right? New Year's Eve, don't party. It's fine if you want to stay up till midnight. I do it just about every New Year, and I go ahead and I watch the ball drop or whatever. If I don't go somewhere and party out, then I'll stay home and I'll just watch it. But the next morning, right, January 1st, getting up early in the morning and going out for a run, just on the streets, just wherever, it just, dog, it is one of the best feelings, man. Like, everybody's partied out. Everybody is like, they just barely called it a night like 3, 4 hours ago. and you're up, you feel good, you feel refreshed, man, and you're out there and you're getting it. It's one of the best feelings, Holmes. Um, I will get into. I keep saying this. We're gonna get into the half year thing, but there's something I want to get off my chest, Holmes, and I'm gonna get it off my chest towards the end of this. But um, man, I've had a grin on my face all day long, homie, because Clayton Kershaw reached 3,000 strikeouts. You know, nobody's gonna catch Nolan Ryan, but Clayton Kershaw reached 3,000 strikeouts. And what made me so happy is that my sons went to that game. They're adults now. They do their own thing. They were at that game. They went to that game. They showed me video that they were there. Badass, man, badass. I watched it on TV. I loved it all day long, dog. I've been just watching coverage of that. Just damn, feed man, dog. Love it. I'm gonna tell you guys this as we get into it, right? We're gonna get off Dodgers, we're gonna get off sports, we're gonna get off all that, man. But I'm gonna transition it this way. Clinton Kershaw. I heard Ice Cube say this about Kobe Bryant, and I say it about Clint Kershaw. There isn't really anybody that's like a hero of mine that's younger than me. Think about that. I want everybody to think about that, right? Most people that you look up to, they're older than you, right? I can't think of anybody that I look up to that's younger than I am. Okay. Everybody that I look up to and things like that, man, that I look for and advice, and it's like, man, you know what? I would like to be more like this person. I look up to this person, right? It's always somebody older. I don't really have many people younger. I don't have anybody younger than me that I look up to. But Clayton Kershaw, he's one of those people. He's what, 37 years old, so he's quite a few years younger than I am. But he's one of those people that is younger than me that I look up to, because not just sports, right? Let's take the sport things out of it. Now, I care. I know him because of the sport, right? But outside of that, this dude is as clean as a whistle, super family man, married one woman, does a lot of great things with his money, builds churches and schools out in Africa and gives so much to the poor. Nobody cares. There's no cameras, right? Nobody really wants to cover it because nobody gives a damn. But if he got a DUI, then everybody's going to pay attention. Now everybody's going to care, right? If there's footage of him backhanding his lady, now everybody cares. But him building a school and a church in some of the most raunchiest, poorest places in the world, man, nobody cares. Let's not talk about it. That's boring. Nobody's there to cover it. Nobody's there to talk about it. Nobody cares. It's just somebody will just mention it and be like, "Oh yeah, good for him. All right, let's move on." But if he backhand his woman, oh man, now everybody's going to cover it. Everybody's going to talk about it. Everybody's going to have an opinion about it. It's going to go trendy. It's going to trend. I'm over here trying to speak freaking social media talk. I still haven't caught up. Is going to trend if he gets a DUI and gets into an accident or hits somebody, right? But all the great he does or anybody does, so what, man? Nothing to see here. And I've said this before in a video, and I'm gonna tell you guys this, Holmes. I'm gonna tell you guys this, okay? It's not that negativity sells; it's that you buy it. Forget about what sells and doesn't sell. Pay more attention to what you buy as opposed to what sells and doesn't sell, because nothing sells unless you buy. If you don't buy, then it doesn't sell. So the sports figures or actors or anybody who are making all the headlines, a lot of them do good things, but nobody cares. Nobody gives a damn. When they do bad, now everybody's on top of it. Now everybody, hey, what's up, man? Let's get a panel together. Let's talk, let's all talk about this. But all the great things that other people do, other athletes or whatever it may be, nothing to see here, right? Again, it's not what sells, it's what you buy. Everybody talks about, oh man, you know what? This doesn't sell, that doesn't sell. Nah, no, 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 no. Stop thinking about what sells. Think about what you buy. What is it that you buy? But anyway, man, Michael Manson died, man, today. And if you guys are into movies and stuff like that, I go ahead and I have a YouTube channel called Mas Movies and Shows where we cover movies and shows. And we're gonna go live on Tuesday to talk about Michael Manson. I really like them. I really like this character, especially in Reservoir Dogs, man. I really like them. You look up to everyone because you're 5'7", 5'8.5". How dare you, Artie? How dare you? 5'8.5". That's it. All right. I'm up there, dog. I am up there. Oh, shoot. Hang on. This thing got a little too wobbly here. I don't want it to spill over. All right. Let me see. Let me see what you guys are saying before I get into a couple of things here. Because there's some stuff I want to get into. The best memory are those baseball games with the familia. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there with them. I had to get up super early in the morning. So Dodgers La Neta, that's right. I see. I got blessed. My first Dodgers jersey, 43 Banda. People keep saying that I look like Anthony Banda. I said, Charles, homie, he looks like me. All right. I don't look like him. He looks like me. Alfonso, are you turning into a Dodger fan? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what I'm hearing? People want to think about the bad on people. Look, well, let me go ahead and explain uh, what's going on, just in case for those that don't know, and we'll get into a couple of things I want to talk about. All right, so in the beginning of this year, I went ahead. I said I'm gonna remain quiet this year. Right, my channel even got demonetized. I even got an email by AdSense saying that they're gonna deactivate it, which is cool. This whole year, this channel has not been monetized. It's about to be deactivated. So um, I said I'm gonna remain silent. I'm gonna remain quiet, and I'm just gonna focus on me this year. 100% on me. That's it. Nothing else. It's gonna be all about me, right? And the only thing I was gonna do is at the end of every quarter or beginning of every quarter, I'd go ahead and I'd do a live. So there's the second. That's why I'm saying there's the second live of 2025. So I got two more to go this year, and let's see what 2026 brings, man. It's been. I'll tell you guys this, man. I forgot how long I've been on YouTube. I think, 2020. 2020, I got on YouTube, right? And that's when the whole COVID thing happened. And it's been one heck of a ride, man. It's been one heck of a ride. That's right, man. Mr. Blonde, dog. Mr. Blonde, Holmes. Hey, on Tuesday, if you guys are watching this live, this Tuesday on Mas Movies and Shows, we got a panel and we're going to talk about Michael Manson, Mr. Blonde. What's up, Keisha? Um, you know what? Let me put you guys up here. There you go. Now you guys can see yourselves. All right, so um it's been a heck of a ride on YouTube for me, right? I've been able to do a lot of cool things uh, through YouTube, um, opportunities, got to meet some people, some cool people, uh, got together with a couple of heads, and you know, I've been able to do some pretty freedom things that I never thought I'd do. I'd get a chance to do. and being on YouTube has really opened my eyes, man, and it's really helped me in so many ways than just one. Um, One thing, it made me realize, like, dog, the whole damn world's out there. Take it. I want what's coming to me, Chico. Oh yeah, and what's that? The world. Oh no, I think he says Chico after he says the world. The world, Chico, right? And that's kind of, you know, I've grown up um on YouTube. No, not physically by age, just by me coming to be who I am, and seeing myself, and looking back at myself and saying like, damn, dog, that's who I am, homie. Like that, I don't want to be that dude, Holmes. So it's really been a blessing. It's really helped me. What happens after this year? Uh, do I come back and keep doing YouTube here on Cholo Trucker? I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure, man. There's so many things in life that I want to do and want to accomplish, and that I'm gonna do and I'm gonna accomplish as long as the Lord keeps blessing me with days, right? And damn, dog, it's just like, man, the whole world's out there, man. Like I'm so pumped. I'm so excited. At the same time, I want to cherish every day, right? Because every day that passes is one day closer to your death, at least here on earth. Um, and it's like, man, I need time to move fast because I'm trying to do things at the same time. I don't want to say that about the days or look at it that way, because at the same time, I want to cherish the days, man. I'm a little bit still rebuilding. One thing I do want to talk about is I've actually limited, and I feel a little bit bad about it, but I've limited um, a lot of conversations that I have through Zoom with people, right? It first started with youngsters. I started. I don't like to say the word mentor, because if they fail or achieve, it's on them. You know. But I do have conversations. We do talk, chop it up. Sometimes we have a little panel, and I talk to about three of them at the same time, and we chop it up and everything. And some of these guys, man, are in their late teens, and some of them are in their 20s, and we just chop it up about life and what's going on, and what their thoughts, and things of that sort. And I actually get some information. They give me some information of things that I have no idea of what's going on, like, and I'm like, oh, really? Like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. But just chopping it up, man. A lot of these guys, like so many of us, didn't really have dad around. And I've said this before, some of them do have dad around, but dad isn't really in their lives like that, So, I take the time to chop it up with them. And then I opened the doors to talk to some other dudes, man, that are going through like major relationship problems, but they're going through it in here. You know, that's where they're going through it, in here, not really out there. It's crazy, man. It's a very sad reality of, you got guys in their 60s that are talking about how much they hate their marriage, and but they don't want to break up the family. They don't want to break up, the grandkids. Their kids are already grown. They got grandkids, but they don't want to break up the family. And it's like, it sucks, man. It sucks, and it's sad, and I feel for them. And it's like, that's why when anybody asks, like, hey, what's the secret to, when somebody says, they've been married for 25, 30, 40 years, and it's like, hey, what's the secret, right? one of those guys told me, "Hey, the secret is just don't get married. I'm sorry, just don't get a divorce because you're not asking them what's the secret to being happy together. You're just asking them, oh, you've been married for that long? What's the secret?" And like one of those dudes told me, he says he hates his marriage, right? But he's just like, the secret is just don't get divorced. Nobody's even asking, hey, what's the secret for the happiness, for you guys bonding and being one. You guys are just, everybody's just assuming that because they've been married for decades that they're just automatically just happy. And no, I'll be the first one to tell you after so many conversations with so many gentlemen, man, there's a lot of dudes out there that really do not want to be married. They hate being in their marriage, but they do not want to be, breaking up the family like that. So it's like, damn, it sucks, man. Um, that's I've really scaled that back just because I'm doing more things, busying myself with so much more, and it's taking up a lot of time. So let me see. The secret is don't get caught. Oh gosh, shorty. What's up, Queen Bee? How you doing, girlfriend? All right, Keisha. Yeah, it was cool to meet you as well, girl. Man, I was because there's something I'm definitely gonna get to. Just you guys just hang on, okay? There's a lot of things going on, especially politically. So many people just fighting each other. I talked about this on the last live I did, so I'm not really gonna talk about it too much on this one. But I'm telling you guys, man, just let everybody just go ahead, keep on keeping on, keep on keeping on, man. I just stay like, hey, I'm doing my thing. You guys keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on, right? Just don't get married, says Andrew. I'm not against marriage, man. I'm not against marriage. I'll tell you guys this. Some of my relationships have changed, um, which is fine. Which is fine. Some of my relationships they've changed. They've changed, and it's cool. Not with everybody, but I when somebody when you're a married individual, especially probably a married man as opposed to a married woman, I think both of them get looked at a certain way, but I think the man more than the woman, right? Um, when you're a man that's not married and not in a relationship, people tend to look at you a certain way. They tend to look at you like, oh man, this guy, like there must be something wrong with this dude or something, right? Or he just probably just likes to party, like Charlie from Two and a Half Men. Great show, by the way. I still watch those reruns. um and certain relationships have changed, and that's fine. That's fine. I understand because at times there's those friendships, those relationships where it's like, hey, we're not friends with you and her, we're friends with the couple. It's like we're a couple and we're friends with you guys because you guys are a couple. So when that no longer is a relationship, it's like, okay, well, we were friends with the couple. We weren't friends with like the individuals. We were friends with the couple. And with that, some relationships have changed in my life to a certain degree. And it's like, yeah, that's cool. I completely understand that. I don't look look at anybody and say like, oh man, you know what? I thought you were my homie or something. Like, no, I get it. It fades off a little bit, and it's like, yeah, you're married, you're in a relationship, and plus anyway, man, I'm keeping myself extremely busy as well, so it's not like I got so much time to kick it or anything. But anyway, let's get into the second half here. What have you done in the first half of 2025? The first half of this year has come and gone. It is done. Okay. What have you done? Have you set yourself up for the second half of this year to be victorious for you? And whatever it may be, in whatever aspect of your life it may be, have you set yourself up for that? Because if you haven't, that is time that you're not going to get back. And the best time is now. Actually, I heard this saying, right? The best time to do something was yesterday. The second best time to do it is now, right? So you already messed up on yesterday if you didn't do it. Okay, so now is the best time to do it. You know, you keep on procrastinating and putting it off and putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. Next thing you know, man, you know, when people say like, hey, time flies by, yeah, but if it flies by, that's fine. But what did you do while that time was flying by? What did you get done? What did you accomplish? How much closer is it to whatever goals you have, if you even have goals? I'll tell you guys this. I'll tell you guys this. I do New Year resolutions. I do. All right, I do. Here's the funny thing about it. Nobody does New Year resolutions. Okay. When I talk to people and I'm like, "Hey, you got any New Year resolutions?" Ah, nah, I don't do that. I don't do those. And I like the way they say it with so impunity, right? But but the way they word it, the way they put it out there, it's like, "Oh, I'm different than everybody else. I don't do New Year resolutions." And I'm like, "Hey, you're just like everyone else. I don't run into people that do your New Year resolutions. I'm the only one. Out of all the people that I know, out of all the people I come across, everybody tells me the same thing. They don't do New Year resolutions. So when they say it in this way where it's like, oh, I'm different. I don't do it. That's everybody else does it, and they waste their time doing it. I don't do it, and I'm like, no, no, no. You're like everybody else. You and everybody else doesn't do it. See, I do it, right? I'm not telling you guys to do it. But what I will say, you don't even have to call it a resolution, but have some goals every single year to accomplish something. Hey, this year I want to do this. This year I want to do that. This year I want to accomplish this. At the end of this year, and the argument always comes with the ones that don't want to do it. They say, like, oh, why do I have to wait for the new year? You don't have to wait for the new year. I just said the best time to do something is yesterday. The second best time to do it is now. But we do have time that you look at where it's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to give myself a month to accomplish X, Y, and Z. And these things about, oh, they never work out. Yeah, because they are not supposed to work out. You are supposed to make it happen. It's not just, hey, I said something and just now magically it's supposed to happen. No, you are supposed to make it happen. You are supposed to want to hold yourself accountable and push yourself to it to make it happen. I hear it all the time. Oh, I don't do that. It doesn't work. It never happens anyway. Yeah, it doesn't happen because you didn't make it happen. But setting yourself goals, short term goals to a long term goal, do it, man. Do it. Plan it out. Get yourself going. Get yourself going. Get yourself rocking and rolling. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Do it, even if you don't want to that day. Even if you do not want to that day. Let me see what you guys are saying because I'm gonna bring up a video right here. I'm gonna bring up a video. Chucker finally primary doctor approved physical therapy. I will be doing that this entire month. Good for you. Good for you, Queen B. I'm seeing. I've been hitting the gym and not working that much. Orale, dog. Let me see. First 3 months, I hit the gym, got a trainer, lost 20 pounds. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. And it's not even just losing weight or getting in shape, even though I do recommend everybody do something, right? When it comes to, let me tell you guys this. In a society where there's so much of this anxiety and stress and what the hell else is out there? All this mental health issues and everything and I, all this stuff, right? It's like, oh my goodness, man, we're suffering today so much. I've never met anybody that moves their body, whether for work. Think of somebody who works, right? But actually physically is working all day long that suffers from anxiety, that suffers from like stress, that needs all these pills and medications, that suffers from depression. It's usually always the person that sits down in front of a computer for work. It's usually the person that doesn't move their body. Suffer from depression. Oh, I had anxiety. I had an anxiety attack. But the ones that are moving, the ones that are going, I never hear them suffering from depression. I never see a cyclist, man, I suffer from depression. Like, nah, I never hear from them. It's always the people that are still, not moving their body. Move your bodies, man. Move your bodies. All right. Shake what your mama gave you. Um, let's see. What's up, Best Benny from the Box State? Taking a drink. So I was I was trying. What's up, Husky? Uh, there's my boy Husky right there, man. Put him up. What's up, homeboy? Saw that carb, man. Looks like they're going away. Hopefully they do. Just way too much rules and regulations in the state of California, dog. Killing, just completely dismantling small trucking companies. It's just only the major carriers are going to be able to survive that. But now that carb was cut back, maybe now the little guy can survive. See, I'm really trying to be healthy enough not to take pills. I take pills. I see so many people talk like five, take like 5 pills. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just get the body moving, man. Get the body moving. That's what I say. Get the body moving. Get out there and just get moving. Just start walking, start jogging, start cycling, start swimming, start doing something. Just something. Just something. Look, I know this driver, right? Before I move on, I know this driver. I've said this. The best workout there is the workout that you're willing to do. That's it. Pick a workout. Find just different workout. You unless you're going to train for something, all you need to do is just find one or two workouts, just something that you don't even whether you enjoy it, but the one that you're willing to do, that's the best one. This driver, right? He bought himself a 10-pound bouncing medicine ball. They look like a basketball, weighs 10 pounds, and all he does is just bounce it. Pow, bam, bam, right? He started doing that. A year later, this dude lost a lot of weight. Now, is he ripped? Is he like in great shape? No, but he's in much better shape than he was. And that's all he does. Just steps out of the truck and just starts bouncing the medicine ball. Bam. Said he was sore and hurting at first, and then afterwards he got better at it and better at it and started bouncing it 100 times, 200 times, 300 times. That's it. You ain't got to do too much. Hey, coach, what's going on? It's inspiring, bro. Keep moving, gente. Time management is key. Run is my Dallas. Gracias, coach. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna keep on dropping those workout videos I do on Fridays. Um, going back to I got kind of got a little sidetracked right there, but going back to some of these conversations I've been having with some of these men, right? Um, about the relationship. I like Big Ward. He's a trucker, but he talks about so many things, right? And in my last live earlier this year, I kept telling everybody, I kept telling all my fellas, shouts to all the ladies, okay? I kept telling all the fellas, you're a man, you're the most powerful thing in the world. You could have been born a cat, a dog, a bird, a spider, a cucaracha. You could have been born anything, but you weren't. You were born a human being, but not only that, you were born a man. That's the most powerful thing you could be in the world. The most powerful thing. So no complaining, no excuses. And you're supposed to be a leader. You're supposed to be a leader. I know when I talk like this, people get at me like, "Oh, who says that? I say it." Well, who are you? I'm Cholo Trucker, Holmes, and I'm telling you. But you gotta be a man worth following. All right. Check this out. My boy Big Ward. I'm gonna bring up a video right now. My boy Big Ward. Last year, if you guys remember, the ports were on strike, right? And it affected him. And I'm not gonna tell the whole story, but just to catch you guys up, because I like the way he breaks it down, Holmes. I like the way he breaks it down. What's up, Lito? Um, Basically, he was telling the story when he wanted to go on strike, him and other drivers, so they could get paid more. And then when the time came to do it, it was only him and two other drivers that showed up for the strike. All the other guys, they didn't show up. So then he sees the other drivers, and here, let me bring up my boy Big Ward, dog. Here's my boy Big Ward. His channel is called Big Ward the Genius. This is an older video, but I like what he says right here. Check this out. So I gave you guys the backstory. So there's what he's gonna say.
So I seen a couple. I'm like, man, what happened? Why y'all left me hanging? I thought we were going to go ahead and get something done. Man, I was talking to my wife. My wife was like, them old type of dude. They had a check with their wife about business. My wife was like, you a man. You trying to handle business. You trying to provide a better life for your family, but you had to go check with your wife.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Okay. You need to become that man worth following. Okay. If you're a clown, homie, if you're a donkey, if you're not responsible, then that's what you become.
Man, my wife said, you better not strike. You better not, yeah. My wife, I wish the F I would let a woman tell me what I'm going to do about my business. This is the type of men we got walking around here right now. That's why women don't respect us. Because you the type of...
See, that's why women don't respect us. Right? This is why it's so important for you, the man. Shout out to all the ladies that are on here. I'm not talking about you. You ladies are beautiful and perfect. I'm not talking about you. But I'm talking to my boys, man. I'm talking to the fellas. This is why it's so important to get yourself straight, Holmes, to get yourself together, to get yourself right. Let me go. All right.
You better not, yeah. My wife, I wish the F I would let a woman tell me what I'm going to do about my business. This is the type of men we got walking around here right now. That's why women don't respect us. Because you the type of man, when it comes down to handling business and coming down to being a leader, you got to go check with your wife about you being a leader. You got to make sure she okay with your decision to be, and you the leader. You thinking that's what you supposed to do, but in reality, your wife don't respect you.
Pow. Right there, Holmes. Right there. Go back just a second. And we'll talk about it right now.
You thinking that's what you supposed to do, but in reality, your wife don't respect you. Your woman don't respect you as a leader. That's why she talk back to you. That's why she treat you the way she treats you, because you're a punk.
I gotta hear that again. We gotta hear that again.
In reality, your wife don't respect you. Your woman don't respect you as a leader. That's why she talk back to you. That's why she treat you the way she treats you, because you're a punk.
Oh man. Oh, life is great, Holmes. Oh, life is great. Oh, dog. Shout outs to my boy Big Ward the Genius, dog. I do watch his channel. He's a trucker. It's just at that point he was in his car because last year the ports were on strike, and that's the kind of trucking that he does it. But that's why she talked back to you. That's why she treats you the way she treats you, because you're a punk. Look, look. Every time I see, and I get it. I get it. And this is why I have conversations with men. I'm not teaching them. We're just feeding off each other and teaching one another, right? Especially the youngsters, man. Um, but what's sad is some of the older cats as well. About those my age and older. And we come from a generation where there actually wasn't that many dads around, right? So who was really there to pass that down to us? So instead, a lot of us were raised by single mothers. Maybe dad was in the picture, but he didn't really like spend time with their kids, with their sons, teaching them stuff. Maybe dad just went to work, came home, and drank some beer and watched TV, and that was it. Um, and that's not all. It takes a heck of a lot more, right? So now you're raised by a single mother, and I don't like the whole praising of single mothers. That's a whole nother issue. But now you're raised by a single mother, and now you get into a relationship and you don't even know how to be a leader. You know how to be a man. And that's one of the big issues that we find ourselves in society. You know, with so many things that go on in society, right? Nobody brings this up. Nobody brings up what I'm about to bring up. When I say, hey, what do you think is the biggest problem in this country? A lot of people are going to say so many things, right? Um, I'm sure they're going to bring up race. That would probably be the number one thing. I don't know why that's a huge turn on for so many people. Race is probably going to be the number one up there, right? Equality, whatever. It's just so many things. One of the things that I would bring up is sex. Nobody brings that up. Nobody brings up sex. How's that a problem? Well, it's a problem because we talk about sex like it's a subject instead of a bondship between two people to become one. Instead, it's like, hey, yeah, go out, have your fun. Hey, as long as you protect yourself, right? And now you got so many people that get pregnant. They weren't even married. Relationships don't work out. So now you got stepdad, stepbrother, stepmom, stepsister, whatever it may be, man. And now that becomes the whole new norm. And then they repeat the cycle. And then everybody just keeps talking about sex like it's just some sort of subject, some sort of activity for you, some fun activity for you to do. And by the way, I'm guilty of this. I'm not with the mother of my kids or my sons. They're adults now. I was part of this problem. But it's like we talk about sex like it's just like, oh, you're gonna have sex. It's nobody talks about it like it should be a law. Like, hey, whoa, hold on, man. But nobody talks about sex like that, right? It's just some fun activity to go out and get some. But in reality, if we actually start ruling sex, right, abstinence, like, no, not until you get married. You guys form that bondship. How many people do you believe in the last, I don't know, what, 40 years lost their virginity to the person that they married? I'm not just talking about one person, I'm talking about both. Yeah, you could find maybe the girl was a virgin and the dude wasn't. No, I'm talking about both lost their virginities to each other, married. Married. I'm not talking about outside of marriage. I'm talking about they were together in a relationship. They held off on having sex, got married, consummated the marriage, bonding them together as one. That is a very, 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 very low percentage of people. Extremely low. Maybe that should be a little bit more of a focus. All this, step that, half brother, half sis, all this stuff, man, is just we've ruined it so much. All right, let me see what you guys are saying, and I'm gonna get to something that's I'm not gonna say it was bothering me, but see, I meant to say it was sad. Happened. Found Man, our foundation of the homes. Too many women run the household. Lisa, gracias, sister. You are correct. Absolutely. No other man. It's like, okay, my son was 11 when his dad passed away. That's the unfortunate part. See, there are exceptions like that. Absolutely, widows and things of that sort. But that's a low percentage. Not to say that it doesn't matter, but that's a low percentage. Most is just because they just broke up. That's it. And some dads don't care and they just move on with their life. And some dudes, the girl makes it too hard, right? She wants to get them where it hurts and uses court and money and all this stuff. And the guy just says, you know what, man, screw this. But if you ask me, it's one of the biggest problems in society, I would say sex. We just treat it like it's just some fun activity to have. But anyway, let me go ahead and move on to something here. Let me. I kind of want to hear Big Ward again, dog. Dance. I want to hear this one more time. I'll hear this one more time.
Woman don't respect you as a leader. That's why she talk back to you. That's why she treats you the way she treats you, because you're a punk.
Fellas, become that man. Become that man that's respectable, okay? If you're a drunk, all right, she ain't gonna respect you like that. And by the way, you're only gonna attract a certain woman into your life who you are, right? If you're damaged and you can't deal with your problems, if you got scars inside of you that you have not dealt with yet, guess what, man? You're most likely gonna attract a woman that has scars and damage inside of her, trauma inside of her, and you guys are just gonna keep on beating up on each other, man. You guys are gonna enable each other for all the bad things in your life. So you got to deal with you, Holmes. Become that man. All right. Everybody is always going to make mistakes. I hate that stupid excuse like, hey, man, I'm only human. I make mistakes. Yeah, that goes without saying. But if she knows that you want the best for you, for the both of you to move forward, if she knows that you want the best, she may not agree with your decision, but she'll rock with it. If you got yourself a good woman, again, depending who you are, homie, she'll rock with it because she knows that you are, not to say that she won't, she'll probably give her 2 cents. That's cool. That's fine. But she knows without a shadow of a doubt that you mean well, but you got to be that man. So it starts with you. Hey, man, there's something I want to talk about here. Cortua Cafe, what's up, homeboy? The crusted joint. Hey, let me see. Queen B, my father raised me. He wants to label all men as deadbeat dads, but it's not true. You know what? We're gonna go past an hour. We're gonna go past an hour because I was about to get to something, but now we're gonna talk about something else. And if you guys don't like it, thank Queen B for that. So Father's Day just passed. Well, what, about a month ago, right? Something close to it. Father's Day just passed. Okay. Father's Day, me myself personally, just me. I don't like any of these holidays where Valentine's Day and Mother's Day and Father's Day. I don't really like any of those holidays. Like I would say, just get rid of them. If your kids want to appreciate you, they'll appreciate you. If Valentine's Day, you could get rid of that. If there's love within the couple, it will show. And every now and then, you guys can go ahead and do your thing, right? Whatever that is. Um, so personally, I don't like those holidays. They're just meant there to put pressure on everybody and there to make money and everything. But since they do exist, let's talk about Father's Day. For one, it doesn't even come close to Mother's Day. Okay. As far as um, promotion and the way they look at each one, Mother's Day blows Father's Day out of the water by a billion. Doesn't even come close. Nobody gives a rat's ass about Father's Day. All right. But Mother's Day, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I was watching this video. Man, I should have brought it up, but instead I wanted to listen to my boy Big Ward, man. All right. That's why she talked back to you. That's why she treats you the way she treats you, because you a punk. All right. And I will get to something else I was going to talk about. So this video is going to go past an hour. Okay. But let me talk about Father's Day here. Okay. Again, I don't even care about these holidays. Like, I think they should just abolish them. That's a word that's been thrown around. Abolish all these holidays, man. If you're in love with one another, you don't need Valentine's Day. You guys would have your moments, okay? If your kids love their mother, they will show it, right? And they'll do something special for her every now and then. If the kids love their father, they'll do something special for him every now and then, right? We don't need these holidays, but okay, they exist. Fine, so be it. All right. So now, since they exist, let's go ahead and let's talk about it. Okay. Whenever Mother's Day comes around, you don't hear about bad mothers. I never hear anybody talk about bad mothers. Never. Unless something comes up in the news about a mother, I don't know, put her baby in a microwave or something. It's like, oh my goodness. But I never hear about bad mothers. Growing up my whole life, I've seen scumbag moms. Yes, their kids live with them. That doesn't make them great moms. That doesn't make them good moms. I've seen mothers that have different dudes come over their pad. Nobody mentions them. It's just Happy Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day. Let's not mention any of the scumbag, horrible moms out there. No, just Happy Mother's Day. As long as you gave birth, you're a mother and that's it. You're just a great human being. Let's not call out your flaws, moms. Shouts to all the great moms out there and the good moms, right? However, when Father's Day comes around, instead of praising the good fathers out there, what happens? Now it's time to point out the deadbeat dads. We don't point out any of the deadbeat moms on Mother's Day. But on Father's Day, there's more attention to deadbeat dads than there is to good dads. My neighbor right here on Father's Day. No, I'm sorry. On Mother's Day. On Mother's Day, because on Mother's Day, I went to go have lunch with my mom. Okay. When I came back, my neighbor, she was out there and she told me, "Hey, I want to tell you, Happy Mother's Day to you." I said, "Oh, okay, Happy Mother's Day." She's all like, "No, no, no. I want to tell you because you're a single dad, and I want to tell you Happy Mother's Day." And this is her talking. She said, "Because I'm so sick of all these B's." You guys know what B stands for? Telling each other Happy Father's Day on Father's Day. I've said this before, and I told her, "You know what? Thank you. I'll take it." Now, in reality, am I a mother? No. But I will say this. Like I said, abolish these holidays because they're not needed. But oh well, they're here. The fact that there is probably more mothers that get praised on Father's Day than fathers. I've said this before. Mothers cannot be fathers just like fathers cannot be mothers. Oh my goodness, that is so controversial. Because if one could be the other, then what the heck do you need both? How is it a broken family? No, no, mother, you do not get a happy Father's Day. You'll get it from some other dudes. Oh, I'm sure, Vatos, man. I'm sure they'll go ahead. Oh, man, happy Father's Day to all you mothers out there that did it all on your own. No, 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 no. They did it all on their own, but that doesn't make them a father. Are you telling fathers happy Mother's Day? Single fathers that did all on their own? Now there's fewer. There's fewer of them, yeah. But they'll never be a mother. They're a father. They're a dad. Because they're a man. You are society. I've told you all this before. You are society. How you respond, how you react. All this confusion that wants to be thrown out there. Hey, what's a woman? What's a man? Well, who are you to say what's a woman? Who are you to say what's a man? Oh, if this person wants to be that person, but then you want to go ahead and say, like, hey, happy Father's Day to the mothers. No, a mother's not a father. A mother's a mother. A father is a father. And that's why you need both. Because if a mother could be a father, then what the heck do you need dad for? So when Father's Day comes around, there's more of an emphasis on deadbeat dads. People take that time, that day, that's supposed to be praising the good dads, but now there's a grade, right? From A to F. My dad was, kind of a never do I hear that about mothers. What, mothers were just all great? No, I know this for a fact because growing up, I saw a lot of scumbag moms, man, and they're still out there. A lot of neglect, a lot of not spending time with their kids and doing homework with them. And sure, they live with them. I guess that's all it takes. Now you're some sort of a huge, superhero of a mother. But when Father's Day comes, it's like, man, now let's bring out the red marker. Now let's grade the dad. Yeah, I gave him, C minus. Never on Mother's Day though. And on Mother's Day, it's like every mother's just impeccable. Every mother is just flawless, did everything great, everything perfect, no problem here. Dad, Father's Day comes around. Let's not focus on the good dads. Oh man, deadbeat dad. Shouts to all the moms out there that were dads. Shouts. What are we doing? Why don't you take the time to praise the dads that were actual dads? And on Mother's Day, why don't you call out the moms that you know dang well are not good moms? So that again, look, I got a great relationship with my sons. Thank goodness, right? They saw me in some of my horrible times. I'm glad I mended that relationship, and I realized, and it's one of the reasons, man. When I got on YouTube, I was like, damn, man. I remember, man. I remember my sons lost respect for me. I remember that, and it was a horrible feeling, man. Like I part of me died inside. I'm like, good gosh, I'm supposed to be their dad. They're supposed to look up to me. They're supposed to be like, damn, dad. Like that's my hero. Instead, man, they had lost respect for me. I'm like, yeah, not good. We're like kids out there that cuss at their mom, and there's no respect, and the house is filthy, and the moms doesn't even really care, and yeah, sure, the kids live with them and everything. And it's just, hey, happy Mother's Day. Oh yeah, man, happy Mother's Day. What the heck? Oh, nobody wants to call that out. I'm not telling anybody to call that out. I'm telling you guys right off the rip. I don't even really care. But if we're gonna have these days, and you're treating one differently than the other, then what the heck are you doing? When I leave a post on Mother's Day, I say shout outs to all the real moms that put in that work. When I put a post for Father's Day, shout outs to all the real dads that put in that work. But on Mother's Day, it's just across the board. You're a mother, you're great. When it's dad, it's like, let's start picking out all the horrible dads. And let's give credit to the moms. About all the great dads. Anyway, man, let me see. I know saw you guys chatting right here. I got on a little rant, but I want to talk about something else. Damn it, we're running out of time here. Let me see. My dad was good. I saw it later in life. He was just tough and hardworking. What's up, Lulu? Haven't seen you in a while, girl. Hope all is well with you. Yeah, there is. Hey, you know what? I'm glad you're here, Holmes. I'm glad you're here because I'm about to talk about something right now. I'm gonna expose something right now. Let me see. To be fair, I work with families in LA County and San Bernardino County. We do big celebrations for dads, and we do a lot of events for dads. That's good. That's good. That is good. But in society as a whole, right? Society as a whole, that's not the case. You know, got to bounce, Cholo. Ah, man, I just told you I wanted. Damn it. Vatos locos forever. Vatos locos forever, homie. Vatos locos forever. That's what I say on my Friday videos when I do the workouts. All right, let me talk about something. Let me talk about something that's adding a little bit too much salsa to my tacos, Holmes. That's right. I'm a taco eater. Okay, let me talk about something. I rarely talk about gangs. Okay, I rarely talk about gangs, but I'm gonna talk about it on here to a certain extent. All right. You guys don't like, hearing about gangs or whatever it may be. That's cool. That's cool. There's your time to check out. I rarely talk about gangs. Okay. And this ain't even really so much about gangs, but it involves gangs. Okay. All right. Exactly what you said is why we started on. Gracias, Lulu. Hey, Lulu, next time you do one of those, invite this vato right here. All right. Let me talk about something, man, that's throwing a little bit extra salsa onto the tacos. Okay. There seems to be an issue with youngsters dressing up like old school cholos. With youngsters dressing up, creased up dickies, shine shoes, Charlie Brown shirts, nice and crisp, slick back hair, hairnet, looking fit, man, Hans. Hold me to it, Lulu. Hold me to it, girl. Hold me to it. Looking fit, man, right? A lot of these youngsters in their teens, some of them in their early 20s, even the hyenas, dog, getting that old school chola look, right? Like old school chola look, right? And there seems to be an issue with OGs that take an issue with that. Okay. I don't have an issue with the youngsters. I have an issue with the OGs that have an issue with that. Now, when I say I have an issue with it, it doesn't mean I have a problem. Like, hey, we got to handle this. No. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull the blankets off of this. Because I've said this before. Dudes from the streets and even hyenas. But I'm talking about the vatos, man. Because hyenas, they're more emotional and all that, right? But guys, we're supposed to have that on lock. Thus, go back in this video of what I'm talking about having the respect of a woman, right? Supposed to have your emotions in check. You're not just supposed to just blow up for any reason. But I've said this before and I'm gonna say it again. Vatos from the streets, whether it's gangs or just the street life. I mean, look, there's homeboys that I have that were never in a street gang, but they live that street life. And some of these vatos are some down ass dudes, right? Okay, a lot of these street dudes are some of the most sensitive, insecure, egotistical people you'll ever meet. That's why they want to fight so fast. A disagreement, boom, dog. Immediately they're thinking about fighting. Oh yeah, that's all I know, homie. That's how I grew up. Yeah, that's all you want to know. You're not making any effort. The reason why I say that is because of what I'm about to say. Okay, a lot of these vatos, dog, that are complaining about youngsters dressing like old school cholos, that was not even their stilo. I'll say it again. A lot of these vatos, OGs, that are complaining about the youngsters having that stilo, that was not even their style. Let me put myself here. I'm gonna bring something up. you guys are still with me here. Okay. All right. Everybody talks about the 90s, right? The 90s. That was my era. The 90s. All right. This is why I'm going to pull covers now. Okay. Let me bring something up here. Because vatos are talking about that, oh man, these youngsters, man, that are over there, wearing the lowrider hats and the Charlie Brown shirts and the creased up dickies and all that stuff, man, and the bandanas, right? Let's bring up this right here. Órale, vatos locos forever. By the way, I didn't go anywhere. I'm just down here on the bottom left hand corner. See? Okay. Let me tell everyone something. Pulling the covers. Vatos talking about the 90s. Vatos like this in this picture right here. Nobody from the 90s was dressing like this. Nobody. This was the 70s. Now, I was a little kid in the 80s. Okay, in the 80s. I lived in City Terrace, East Los. Okay. Were there some vatos dressing like this? Yeah. Yeah, there were to a certain degree, right? But if you think these dudes that talk about, oh, the 90s, man, the 90s, we were cholos back in the 90s and now they're over there trying to take our estilo. Dudes were not dressing like this in the 90s. As a matter of fact, let me tell you guys this. Let me tell you guys this. If vatos were dressing like that in the 90s, homie, they will get clowned. Dog, they would get made fun of so badly. They'll probably even get check court. Honestly, dog. You come around the barrio in 1996 looking like this, man, vatos will laugh. They'll point right at your face and laugh at you. They might even check court you, dog. Vatos ain't over there wearing dickies, dog, with shine shoes and hairnets in 96, 97, 98, 99, 95. Now, I put myself back up. Now, the 80s, right? The 80s. Was the cholo, the stereotypical cholo look still around? Yeah, it was. It was. It was still around. Okay. It was still around. Even in the early 90s, the very early 90s, that style started to shift pretty fast, too. You didn't really see that many Charlie Brown shirts. What you saw more of were t shirts with pictures in the back. You wear like a white t shirt, had a picture of Smile Now, Cry Later in the back, a picture of a lowrider, a picture of, the Virgin Mary. But a lot of these vatos, man, depending what age they're in, that are over there, oh man, you know what, dog? I don't know, dog. Some of these vatos are like 45, 46, 47. Oh man, you know what? That was our era, dog, where we were cholos and everything. Charlie, homie, that was not your time. You were not getting down like that. You mean to tell me you were looking like Chuco from the big VGV in 1996? Because if you were, dog, your homies were clowning your ass, laughing at you. They won't even want to be seen by you, dog. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you guys this. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you guys this. You hated that style. You killed that style. Nobody, nobody was calling themselves no damn cholo. I have not heard the term cholo more than I do hear it now, like in the last, what, 4 or 5 years. I hear the term cholo now more than ever before. Oh, because now a certain style is in, now it's cool and you want to act, Holmes, like you were always a part of it. No, you did not like that style. You killed that style. I know all about it, Ese. I was there. You didn't call yourself no cholo. You called yourself gangster. You killed the cholo. You know, Vatos dog in the 90s walking around calling themselves cholos, homie, they called themselves gangsters. Now, in the early 90s, sure, there was still a little bit of the lingering going on to a certain degree, but it had changed. Getting into 95, dog, ain't nobody wearing Dickies. Ain't nobody shining their shoes. Ain't nobody wearing crisp Charlie Brown shirts. And if you weren't, it was rare. It was extremely rare. Yeah, sure. Maybe you could find somebody who could show you a picture like, hey, look, he's lying. Look, I got a picture right here. This was 1995. Yeah, you and the rest of all the homies, dog, on the streets, well, that was just one person, or that was just you. Because for the most part, that stuff was done, dog. It was done. You killed all you vatos killed the cholo, the stereotypical cholo. I'm not talking about what the history of the term cholo is. I'm not talking about any of that. But you did not look like Chuco in the 90s, homie. I was there. You thought that was stupid. You thought that was lame. You thought that was dumb. You're wearing Friscos or Solos. If you had a little bit more feria, then you're wearing some Levi's. You weren't wearing no hairnet, big dog. You shaved your head. You weren't calling yourself no damn cholo. You thought that was all side out. If you saw somebody, if you saw somebody looking like that in your era, which is my era as well, the 90s, as everybody likes to bring up so much, if you saw somebody looking like that, man, homie, you'd call them a paisa. I know, Holmes. I was there. You said like, man, these fools are paisas. Dog, ain't nobody wearing a bandana on their damn head, dog. But now you got youngsters that are dressing like that. I think they're doing a better job. And now you want to go ahead and insert yourself like, oh man, you know what? That was my era. No, it wasn't. And by the way, you didn't even like it. You did not even like that. You wanted to separate yourself from that. I was there, Holmes. I was there. You wanted to get away from the term cholo. You didn't embrace the term cholo. You despised it. You thought that was paisa stuff. You got away from the Dickies, the Ben Davis. You went into the Friscos and the Solos. You went into jerseys, got away from Charlie Browns. You didn't slick your hair back, you shaved your head. You even got away from Nike Cortezes. I remember when people would make fun of each other for still wearing the Cortezes. Vatos would look at each other like, one of the homies would still have Cortez, like, and this fool, dog, this fool's dirty, dog. You despise that style. And now that that style is making a comeback, now you want to act like you were always about that stilo when you weren't. You weren't. You fought to get away from that style. You fought to not be called a cholo because you want to be called a gangster, not a cholo. And at some point, you even took that away and you wanted to say gangsta with an A. See, rap influenced so much. I was there. Ain't nobody cruising Whittier Boulevard, dog. I cruise Whittier Boulevard. Ain't nobody cruising Whittier Boulevard bumping oldies, dog. Everybody was bumping rap. You didn't see a bunch of, chucos and gata from the Duke of Earl. You didn't see all that on Whittier Boulevard, dog. I could tell you, homie. We were cruising Whittier Boulevard in Eastos. We were cruising Whittier Boulevard in Pico Rivera. I know, because I cruised it. You're telling me you were out there talking about that you were, oh man, look at all the cholos, man. We're all cholos out here. Man, heck no, dog. Anybody use that term, dog? They be looked at as dumb. They be looked at, hey, homie, these vatos are lame, dog. Over here talking about that with cholos, dog. You wanted to get away from that. You want to be known as gangster, and then you want to be known as gangsta. That's why now you have so many, you got so many people that replace the ER with an A now. I'm sure everybody hears it. When I hear people say mother effer, they actually say mother effa. I don't hear people say gangster. I hear them say gangsta. So what are you over here getting upset at all these youngsters? Oh man, we were cholos back in the day. No, you were not. No, you were not. You didn't want to be a cholo. You want to be a gangster, and then you want to be a gangsta. You want bump oldies. You want bump rap. To all the youngsters that are out there doing that, just know that you have one vato right here who's older that appreciates it. Because the gang bangers, real gang bangers, right? Gang bangers, not just of today, not just of 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Oh, no, 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 no. It's been decades. Gang bangers have not looked like that in decades. Decades. You think you see some youngster with creased up dickies, shiny shoes, slick hair back, a hairnet, creased up, flannel or Charlie Brown shirt. Oh man, he's a gangbanger from the streets. Nah, Charlie, dog. The gangbangers from the streets, there's some weirdo looking mofos, dog. Vatos with tattoos on their face, Edgar haircuts, wearing some weird ass clothes, maybe a little jewelry in their teeth. And for one odd reason or another, they all stink. Literally. Gangbangers have not looked like that, dog, since probably the 80s. Vatos back in the 90s, dog, over there, cholos and cholo. Yeah, dog, say cholo right here. Right? We're all looking like the big VGV kicking it, dog, snorting paint out of a paper bag. You were not around when the vatos looked like this. But now that youngsters are looking like this, you want to insert yourself in that saying, like, oh man, that was my time. That was the 90s. I was there. No, it wasn't. No, it was not. Man, I wish the heck of Vato would be wearing a bandana on his head in the 1990s, dog. That Vato will get check court, dog, straight out of the barrio. Now, now, now I hear the terms coming back. Now I hear the Vato, Saludos, Ese, Holmes. Now I hear them coming back. Like if you Vatos were saying it all along and you tried so hard to get away from that. because the influence that rap had at that time, you changed your lingo. The way you pronounce certain words. Never hearing Vato say y'all. Then I started hearing Vato say y'all. Then I started hearing him say I. And by the way, I don't care if I talk however the heck you want to talk. I don't care. I'm just pulling the covers off of so many dudes that are over there complaining about youngsters dressing like, the old school traditional cholo, talking about like, oh man, that was my era, man, and we had to earn it, dog, and there, we were cholos and everything, man. Get away from that, dog. Are you kidding me? And it just seems like everybody goes along with it. Everybody just nods their head in agreement, like, yeah, 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 that's right. Yeah, yeah, that was our time. That was our era. No, it wasn't. No, it was not. I was there, and that wasn't around. You did everything you could to get away from it. You got away from the oldies. You got away from that style. You got away from the term cholo. You got away from the term vato. Start using words like G. What up, my G? Which is fine. I don't care. I honestly don't care. You did everything you could to kill the stereotypical standard cholo, what everybody thinks of. I'm not talking about the history. I'm not talking about what the word really means. I don't talk about any of that. But your era, which was my era, we did that. And I was part of it. Against my will, I was part of it. Why? Because that's what everybody else was doing. Did I want to shave my head? No. But in order to be looked at as a true dude from the street, a true vato from the street, yeah, shave your head. Shoot, I was from a barrio, homie. I like the old standard cholo look. And then eventually, in like 2005, I'm like, you know what, man? I'm going back to what makes me comfortable. And that's when I started going back to what you see today. I never changed the way I talk. That always stuck. And I remember Vatos would make fun of me. Vatos would make fun of me because I never really picked up the new lingo. You hear dudes today talk about, uh, fade and what's the other one? Cap and fire. And I don't pick up the new lingo. I don't care to. I don't. It doesn't. I don't care. I don't care if anybody else does. That's fine. But stop acting like you always embrace the cholo. Oh man, these youngsters, they're disrespectful, man, because we're the ones that put in the work. No, no, you said you're from the 90s, Holmes. You were not doing that. You did everything you could to kill the cholo. Rap was your thing, which is fine. I don't care. That's fine. You change the words. Anybody using term cholo or firme or anything that was looked at as dumb and paisa. But that was your era. I was there. But nobody else wants to point that out. Everybody just wants to go with the flow, nod their head like they're a bobblehead in so many different things. And so, oh well. To all the youngsters that are doing that, you do not look like a street gangbanger because street gangbangers have not looked like that in decades. I don't know why, but street gangbangers today with the weird outfits and I don't know. A lot of these fools stink, dog. Serio, man. When they come around me, I'm like, damn, homie, throw some brute on or something, dog. You stink. With some weird ass, funny looking haircuts, which is fine. Go do your thing. I'm not telling anybody not to do or not to do anything. Do whatever the heck it is that you want to do. But at the same time, I just want to make something clear about the whole cholo thing. Like if dudes were embracing the cholo in the 90s, no, they were not. They were killing the cholo. And by the way, even like 10 years ago, 20 years ago was 2005. You think a lot of these dudes were cholos in 2005? The standard, typical chuco, orale cholo? No, they weren't. I'm glad these youngsters are bringing this culture back. What culture is it? It's my culture. Did I say Chicano culture? No, I didn't say Chicano culture. I just said my culture. What culture is that? The culture that I'm in. That's it. What culture do I call it? Mine. I'm glad that Stilo's around. I'm glad it's making a comeback. I hope it's here to stay. I don't like the fact that there's all these OGs that are pushing these kids away from that style. At least you got one guy right here that supports you youngsters in doing that. Because the real troublemakers on the streets, they're not dressing the way you do. And they haven't in decades. So we can have that style alive. If we can have that estilo alive without the dumb pendejadas, that style can be embraced. That culture, again, that culture. I didn't say Chicano culture. My culture. That's what I'm calling it. I'm calling it my culture. Can be embraced without the stupidity. And all these, OGs from back in the day and back in the day and hey man, back in the day. Yeah, back in the day, homie, back in the day, Vatos used to purse snatch homes. All this respect for women and everything. Dog, back in the 80s, I was a kid, homie, Vatos were purse snatching. Little old ladies walking down the street, wham, snatching their purse. They went to Boy Scouts, dog. There's more I could say, but I'm not, man. This video is already, this live is already extremely long, and I haven't even seen what you guys have said. And I'm probably not going to be able to get to you guys' comments here. Damn. Let me see. Shoot, it's already an hour and a half past. This was the 70s and 90s in the East Bay. Baseball, 3/4 sleeves. Hey, what's up, Mikey? Yeah, man. Yeah, Mr. Blonde is gone, man. I'll definitely talk about it on my Mas Movies and Shows channel. So what's up, Victor? Everyone has their own opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. Yeah, everybody has their own opinion, man. I, for one, I like these youngsters that are taking up this style. I embrace it. Troublemakers have not looked like that in so many damn years. So many damn years. And no, the 90s was not it. Early 90s, yeah, maybe it kind of started getting into it to a little bit degree, but no. Vato started listening to rap, started changing the whole culture, and everybody started wanting to get away from the 90s. I'm sorry, everybody started wanting to get away from the cholo in the 90s. In the 90s, we wore Cortez. At some point, Cortez were looked down upon. But your experience could be different. Anywhere and everywhere I went, everywhere and anywhere I lived, vatos wanted to get away from the cholo. They wanted to be known as gangster. As gangster. Nobody said that's cholo. Everyone said that's gangster. Rap came in, influenced so many people. Everybody started changing the lingo. Everybody started changing everything about themselves and got away from the whole cholo thing and started looking at that as paisa-ish. Oh, that's paisa stuff. That's dumb. That's lame. Man, have some vato roll up to the barrio wearing a bandana on his forehead in 1997. That dude, man, that dude will get clowned on, Holmes. Some vato rolls up like Chuco in 1997. That dude, he might get check court. Everybody will look at that dude like a straight lame. Like, man, this dude is lame, dog. Making us all look bad. Anyway, I gotta get up out of here, man. I didn't want to go out on that. Nah, let me go out on something else. All right, let me take my last drink. Drinking water with cucumber, lemon, and cilantro in it. Okay, so I'll leave it with this, man. I want to go ahead and talk about that because I talk to so many youngsters on Zoom meetings, and they keep telling me that there's a lot of older heads that give them a hard time about it and tell them so many things, and they talk about the 90s and that the 90s, that the 90s. So I want to go ahead and put this out there. And that's fine, man. I don't care what everybody has to say about it. I'm only doing 4 lives this year, so it's not like I'm not making a response video to anybody. Anyway, look, nobody. Now I'm off that subject completely. I'm about to end this, but I want to leave everybody with something here. Okay. There's a term out there that don't let anybody tell you you can't do anything, right? And that's supposed to like motivate you and give you power, you know? But in reality, the one that I hear you, the one I hear tell you that you can't more than anybody else is you. When I tell people, hey, wake up early, I try, but I can't. Boom. Told yourself you can't. Hey, take freezing cold showers. I don't know, man. I can't. There it is. Told yourself you can't. Hey, go work out every day, man. Every day or every other day. Make it a routine. Man, I tried, man. I tried, but man, I can't. There it is. You told yourself you can't. You tell yourself you can't more than anybody else tells you you can't. So check this out. For the remainder of the year, we're going to turn you can't to a good thing. All right. Before I end it, I didn't want to end it like that. I want to end it on a good one here. I can't can actually be used to your benefit. So from now on, I want you to tell yourself, I can't. Instead, instead of saying I can, because obviously that doesn't work for so many people, okay, then tell yourself I can't. But you're going to use it for your benefit. And here's how you're going to do it. You're going to start telling yourself what you can't do. Everything that you have inserted into your life that you know is not good for you, you're going to start telling yourself, I can't do that. I can't eat that. I can't drink that. I can't smoke that. I can't hang out with that person. I can't be with that person. I can't be in these conversations. Why? Because you're going to put barriers around you from all the bad things that's holding you back. So now the I can'ts is going to be in your favor. I can't do this because if I do this, it's going to hurt me tomorrow. I can't do that because if I do that, it's going to hurt me. It's going to hold me back. It's going to set me back. I can't do that. So switch it around. Like Miklo said, we're going to turn it on them. I can't eat that. I can't touch that. I can't drink that. I can't go do that. I can't stay out that late. I can't do this. I can't do that. Everything that is bad in your life, now you tell yourself that you can't. And just watch your life slowly change, slowly go, man, in the direction that you needed to go. Man, there was something else I wanted to talk about, but yeah, it's uh it's way past time. All right, so I'll be back with another live um at the end of September or the beginning of October for the third live this year. Outside of that, I'll keep doing what I'm doing, still dropping a workout video every Friday, dropping a feel the music every Sunday, dropping a short on Mondays. You know, still doing things. My channel it's demonetized, so none of it even really matters of the music or anything of that sort. As long as YouTube doesn't block the video itself, I'm putting it up. So, but with that, damn, I really want to talk about something else. But you know what? I should have kept my boy Big Ward on here. We could have gone on with that. But anyway, all right, familia. Hey, check this out, man. You, let me go here. All right, check this out, familia. You care about you. You're the one that has to live with you. So be the best version of you. If you cannot find happiness with yourself, how is somebody else going to find happiness with you? You need to be happy with you. Make that person because you have that power because you are that person. And to all my men out there, to all my men out there, you need a leader in your life. Look in the mirror. That's the leader. Become that leader because you're a man. And that's what you're supposed to be. But you need to become that man worth following. All right. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. It was good chopping it up with you guys. I know I didn't really get too much to your chats. I started ranting about Father's Day. Showed my boy Big Ward and so many other things. I'll be back for the third live of 2025. You guys have a great rest of the 2025, but I'll be back halfway between there to check up to see what's up with you guys, man. So much going on. Stay away from all the nonsense. Remember how I started this live, right? If it's not helping you, you know, you might want to think about it. And I'll leave you guys at the very end with this. At the very end, I'll leave you guys with this. You are either paying for your decisions or you are getting paid for your decisions. I'm not just talking about money. You are either paying for your decisions or you're getting paid for your decisions. As always, familia, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of your surroundings and always keep a safe distance. Blood makes you live below to make spam. Till next time, this is Ed the Troll Trucker. Over and out.